Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm Lady Rose of Goddess Garage. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel as a way of helping to support me, and please do click the notification button so that you'll know when any of these videos come up. Today I'm doing a review of an oracle deck. So I really like this oracle deck. I've done a review on my Moonology oracle deck, and I was saying in that video, and you can watch that if you like as well, that I really liked it because it's kind of an oracle deck that's beyond just reading. Because most oracle decks, you can get it, and don't get me wrong, I mix oracle decks into my tarot readings all the time. I'm constantly doing double, triple, quadruple, and so on readings, incorporating both oracle and tarot decks. I mix them all together because sometimes you want the energy of the fairies, or the energy of the animals, or the energy of crystals coming into your readings, along with the long, rich history and energy of the tarot. But today I'm here to talk about the Archangel Animal oracle deck. It's by Diana Cooper. And she's a teacher of angels and angel knowledge, as well as spirit guides and things like that. She's actually a best-selling author, it says here, of 30 books on angels, unicorns, ascension, and Atlantis. And she has actually had an angel, what do they call it, experience. What did they call it? An angel visitation during a time of personal crisis. I have myself been blessed with two very distinct angel visitations. And it's a mind-blowing thing when it happens. Yeah, so when you've had that experience, I feel I'm very connected to angels. I've done a lot of study on angels. I've done a lot of study on a lot of things, but angels is one of my things. I'm a true believer in angels. I know actually they've helped me out many times. There's another experience that I had. I didn't see the angel, but they definitely helped me out. So I know I have an angel riding on the hood of my car, and it has been revealed to me in a dream that from an angel, that I will never be in a fatal car accident. I don't know how I'm going to die or when I'm going to die, but I know that's one of the ways I'm not going to die. So it's kind of nice knowing that. And I do kind of let people know that there is an angel on my hood whenever I drive a car. And he has kept me out of many, many dangerous situations. And in fact, one of them was just yesterday. I was driving along, and there was a ramp to come onto the road, and they had to yield because it was in the city. It wasn't a highway ramp, and there was a yield sign there, and he did not yield, and he came within centimeters of my car. Not only did he come in front of me, but then he went into the next lane. But I could feel my angel kind of keeping him away from my car. I could feel the force and the power of that angel going, okay, if you're gonna do this dick move, you're not gonna hit the car while you're doing it. And I've had other experiences like that. I've also had actual angel visitations as well. So I really, really like this deck. It's a beautiful box, as you can see. The pictures in it are beautiful. When you open it, and I'll put the link for it if you want your own copy of this, there's a little message right inside the front cover. It says, open your heart to the archangels and animals and be inspired by their love and guidance. Now, I also teach fairycraft, and I will be putting videos up about fairycraft as well. And I know the fairies, for instance, work with Archangel Raphael, because the fairies can have a very healing kind of energy. They can do other things too, and they can be a little mischievous, I'll give you that. But there are some fairies that do specifically healing kind of work, and they actually work a lot with Archangel Raphael, who is the master healer. Anyways, I digress, as I usually do in my videos. So again, back to Archangel Animal. If you're looking for a really great angel and spirit guide kind of combination deck. This is definitely a beautiful deck to have. And like I was saying, with my Moonology oracle, I really like it because it makes you have to kind of learn. That deck, even though it's an oracle, it's not just reading. You have to know astrological signs, you have to know the moon phases and what the energy around each of them are. And it's a very good book that comes with it. And then I have videos about the moon and her magic, and I will be putting up some astrology ones as well, if you want to get more in depth as to that energy for that particular deck. Now with this particular deck, it's good to know animal spirit guides, the energy around each animal, what animal totems mean, and then the archangels that go with them. So there's archangels that are assigned to all kinds of different things. Now I do a lot of shaman kind of work as well. I'm a Native American. So as a Native American, we often believe that everything has a spirit to it. The trees have spirits, the plants have spirits, obviously the animals have spirits, and even the rocks. So we refer to the rock people, the tree people, the plant spirits, the animal spirits and guides, and we're here as their caretakers. We're not lording over them, they're not part of our domain, that sort of thing. We're here as servants to them and guardians to them, and they are here with a purpose as well, to guide us with their energy and with their knowledge and with their wisdom. And that's the reason it's so good to get to know the animals, to study the animals, to understand, you know, why they do the things they do and sort of the patterns. Like for instance with dogs, I often say with dogs you'll learn unconditional love, how to truly give unconditional love, because that's what dogs do. That's what they're great at. So the physicality of this deck, as I say, I always go through the physicality sort of first. So this is the back of the deck. This is what it looks like. So some sacred geometry, and of course a beautiful glowing light all around, a very healing light. The cards are a good thickness. In my Moonology deck, you'll notice that I mentioned they're quite thick, and sometimes when clients pull them out, they think they've pulled out a couple of cards when they've actually only pulled one. So these ones are quite nice. They're nice and glossy. They're well protected. They've got some bendability, but they're not flimsy. You're not afraid that you're going to break them or whatever. They've been getting good use. I can say that. But this is another deck where I would highly recommend actually reading and studying the book and getting to know it. Because as a professional, you're not pulling out the book and going, okay, so it means this, you know, generally speaking. So this is a good book to really get to know the animals. There's many other books about animals. Animal Speak, for instance, is a good one to kind of brush up on what some of this energy of animals is about. Now, what I like is she is a believer, much as I am, that we never meet or interact with another being, whether it's human or spiritual or creature, by chance. You know, when you're out in the woods, or you know, you're driving your car and suddenly you see an animal, like maybe you see a hedgehog or a groundhog, I mean, or maybe you see a deer if you're lucky enough. And just for that split second, time kind of stops, for me anyways. And I'm just honored to have seen that animal, including skunks. And of course, you know, you try not to hit them. With your car, if you're driving the car, obviously. But you know, like even a skunk. I once had a deer running beside me as I was driving the car, and I wasn't sure what to do because I didn't want the deer to run in my way. So I slowed way down, but it still continued to run with me. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful moment because it was kind of looking at me at the same time. And I really felt that we kind of connected, and I feel such a peace. Every time I see a deer, there's peace. And I think that's what deer bring anyways, naturally. And I it slows me down. It reminds me to be still, right? And you don't have to be in such a rush. And then he trotted off into the forest. He didn't even cross my car's path, so that was good. I asked him not to, and he didn't, because I didn't want him to get hurt. And there's different archangels for each kind of kingdom. Like I said, as a Native American, we you know, have each kingdom, and there's like the rock people who are the wisdom keepers because they've been here the longest, and then there's the tree people and they have their tree spirits, and then there's what we call, like, because we kind of equate them with ourselves, right? Like there's the fish people, there's the animal people, there's the insect people, and that sort of thing. So in the archangel world, in the angel world, forgive me for some of these names, I'm not great at pronouncing names. I'm dyslexic to begin with, so names that are weird or hard to pronounce are kind of hard for my dyslexic brain as well. So there's Archangel Fhelyai, Fhelyai, and I will spell that out in the description. He is the overarching angel for the animals, because a lot of these archangels, like we know some of the more common ones like Archangel Gabriel and Raphael and Michael and Uriel and all those kind of guys. And there's different ones that do different things. They each kind of have a department, if you will. So these archangels are in charge of some of the animal, insect, fish kind of kingdoms. So like I said, he's in charge of the animals. So Archangel Joules is the archangel for the fish. So she covers all the fish. And then Archangel Bhokpi, so Bhokpi, he's in charge of the bird kingdom. And then Archangel Preminilek, he's in charge of the insects, so that's his department, the bugs. Excuse me. And then the reptiles don't really have an archangel. They're actually more guarded by the elementals. So there's earth, air, wind, no, wind is air, and water and fire. So those are the elementals. There's the watchtowers and the guardians of each one, because they're each a gateway. They're also the building blocks of us, animals, insects, the earth, and everything else, right? So the reptiles have a special sort of category, and they're looked after by the elementals, who work with the angels as well, because each of the watchtowers have an angel that help them. So it's all connected. Even in the higher realms, they're all connected. So like I said, I'll go through some of these cards because I always do, but I don't go through all the cards, so that if you want to purchase the deck for yourself, there's some surprise cards for you. But I just want to give you a feel of this card, or of this deck, I mean. So this is the bee, and special heart healing with joy, and Archangel Preminilek. Like I said, he's in charge of the bugs, so the bees. So he's a good archangel to kind of call on for help with the bees, because they need some extra help right now, because they're not doing so good, that people are, you know, killing them off and whatnot, and they're the thing that pollinate everything we eat. There's the ant. There's same archangel again. So there's the ant, and the ants are doing have some sacred geometry with them, and they probably do sacred geometry as well if we really watch them. Cooperate for the highest good of the community, because they're all about the community. Now what I like about this, now my favorite card is coming up. So panda. Here's the panda bear. If anybody knows me, my nickname's Rhonda Bear. I'm of the bear clan in my native community. I love bears. I love bears. And in particular, I love the panda bear. I always say I'm a walking panda bear because I fall down a lot and I look ridiculous most of the time. But I don't care. I'm okay. So the panda bear, stay balanced and in your essence. And it's Archangels Mary, Jophiel, and Saddlefawn. So there's that. Panda bear has 3 archangels. God. And bear is has been my totem animal all my life. Now with spirit guides, so you have a totem animal that usually is from birth, and bear spirit has always been with me. I embrace all kinds of different bears. Like I said, I have a particular love for panda bears, but bears, generally speaking, I love bears. But there's other spirit guides that come and go. Same thing with angels. We all are born with a guardian angel. There's other angels that come and go depending on when we need them. Some come, you know, some of us are walking around with three, not archangels, but 3 guardian angels. The archangels are busy enough. We don't need to pester them. I mean, call on them if you need help. Like, definitely call on Archangel Raphael if you're feeling sick, or call on Michael if you need some protection. But, you know, don't ask them to hang out for the rest of your life. They got things to do. But we do have guardian angels, and some of us have more than one. We are given at least one, so we at least have one with us all our lives, and sometimes we have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 with us all our lives. Sometimes we have 3, and then we'll have 4, and then we might have 5, and then another one goes, and then another one comes in, or whatever, to help us through different stages in our life. And if we're lucky enough, we might actually get some cherubs in our life. So cherubs are a different kind of angel. I will go on about angels if you let me, so I will do another video about angels. If you're interested, let me know, because I can talk about the hierarchy of angels all day long, but we're talking animals right now. Archangel along with that, but like I said, the bears have always been with me, but I've had other spirit guides. Like I had the spider for a while with me, and then I had a snake with me for a little while, and then I had the peacock with me, and then I had the owl. Actually, owl came before peacock, and now I have wolf. And I really resisted the wolf because I felt like, you know, everybody wants the wolf because it's a cool animal, right? Like, yeah, I've got the bear, or I've got the wolf spirit with me. I'm a wolf. Oh, I'm tough, you know? And I resisted the wolf because I didn't want to be like, yeah, I got the wolf with me. Like, I'm cool too, right? But no, the wolf has pushed his way in and made it very clear that for at least the next little while, I got wolf walking with me. So I'm like, okay, all right. Embrace the wolf if they want to come in. What I like about this deck is it's not all cool animals, right? Like the hawk or the wolf, and there's nothing wrong with these animals, but it's kind of like when people do past lives and they think they've always been royalty. I'm actually doing a client right now for a dragon reading, and it does talk about past lives, and she actually was royalty. So it's kind of cool. It's like, oh, I've met someone that's actually royalty in the past. But everybody wants to be royalty, but not all of us were. I mean, considering back in the day, like even in the industrial age, 3/4 of the population were working class, and the rest were upper class, and then even from there was royalty. So it's not a common thing, right? So anyways, like I said, it embraces the cool animals with the not always so cool animals, like the donkey, for instance. You know, people are like, oh, yeah. Like sometimes when I pull these cards, it's funny the expression I get from clients. So be prepared when you pull a card that it might not be what the person was hoping for, or even what you were hoping for. It's like the donkey. Okay. It's not a glamorous animal. Although the card looks very glamorous. He's all surrounded in golden light, and he's got stars and glitter there. And the donkey is a very honorable animal, by the way, because it's what carried Mary to the stable where she gave birth to Jesus. So it's a very honorable animal. Keep your heart open no matter what. And with the donkey, you have archangels Mary and Gabriel with you. Those are some pretty powerful archangels to have with you. You know, just saying. Donkey's not looking so bad now, is it? Now, here's a cool one. Elephants. I love the elephants too. Open yourself to true abundance. Yes. Elephants are so community, right? Like when you're a baby elephant, you have like 8 moms, because every single one of those female elephants will go to the death for you. And they probably will win. So, and again, you've got archangels Mary and Raphael. So they're healers, and they really are healers. Elephants are. Elephant energy is beautiful. Then you've got the monkey. So my son has a monkey as a spirit animal, and he is Archangel Raphael. Nice to know that. Experience all that life has to offer. That's such a beautiful card. A baby monkey with his mummy monkey. And we've got the giraffe. That's a nice card. Aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. Archangel Joules. Then we've got the dove. The doves. So that's Archangel Bhokpi. Because again, he's the overarching archangel of all the birds, and it's spread messages of peace and harmony, which doesn't surprise you when it comes to doves. Now, we've got some cool ones here. I'm going to try and find one of the funnier ones. It's like, really? We've also got a straight up bear. So there's the bear. Of course, I like the bear. Use power with wisdom. Archangels Uriel and Jophiel. So those are the two of the female, more female type. Archangels aren't really necessarily one sex or another. They kind of are a little fluid that way. But, you know, like Archangel Michael, for instance, that's very much a male energy about him. Okay, so here's one. The hyena. How about that for your spirit animal? And it says, dare to be different. Because the hyena is definitely different. And it's Archangel Jophiel that's the archangel there, but there's a mama hyena and a baby hyena, and they can be very efficient when in the hunt. You know, they hunt in packs, and they'll go in and they'll just kind of, you know, take little snips at you. So a lot of times when the hyena comes up, I often say it's a group project that you might be looking at in your future. Now, so let me see if I can find the hyena. It's going alphabetical. Let's see if I can figure out the alphabet here for a second. Hyena. Here we go. We're in the H's. Good sign. So it talks about hyenas. Hyenas are very intelligent, yes, and most unusual animals. So again, you know, dare to be different. Fly your freak flag, basically, when the hyena shows up. They originate from Uranus and step into Earth through Cyrus. And I was just talking about Cyrus. He's about the dog days of summer in another video. All creatures from Uranus are harbingers of change. Uranus is a big change planet. And often behave in ways that challenge the norm. So people don't necessarily like the changes because it's like, this is not how it's done, and bring about social transformation. Hyenas are uniquely, did I get one page there? Yes, I did. Okay. Experimenting with the variant of long front legs and short back ones, because they're kind of oddly made, right? Unusually, females are the leaders and heavier than the males. So this is also about bringing out your female energy, being strong in that female energy and stepping into your queendom. Very nice. I'm glad I pulled this card because I've been studying this book, but I haven't come up to hyena yet. They're very sociable and disciplined animals, and are learning and teaching about love, family, and community within a tight social structure. They express their intentions with great clarity. Their sole mission is to accept that they are different. Interesting. They are also learning to understand and balance their opposing qualities, like cowardice with boldness and timidity with ferocity. Their service mission is to clear up all leftovers so that our planet is kept clean physically and energetically. Yes, because they are scavengers as well. So, and then there's some hyena guidance here. So you learn about that animal. So every day I've been trying to take this book and read about one of the animals in here. And I'll probably be doing that for a while. Because, you know, it's not one and done, and I won't memorize it all in one shot after looking at it. Now there's the llama. So llamas set clear boundaries and enforce them. Because llamas are guardian animals, right? They're used on farms, not only for their wool and stuff, but they're actually really good guardians as well. I used to have a farm, but I went to visit another farm, and they had, you know, like all kinds of different animals in the field. I think it was mostly sheep that they had, but they had some goats, and I think they had a pig too. But there was a llama, and of course the llama stands out because he's much taller, and they only had one. And I got out of my car, and I was walking up to the farmhouse to go let the farmer know I was there, and so I could do, you know, the introductions and stuff like that. So I went up there, and as I'm going along the fence line, because the fence line went right up to the door too, the lamb was like sidestepping with me, you know, like, I got my eyes on you, and he was like, don't you come near here. So it was pretty funny because it was a llama, and I love llamas, but he was like, he was serious about his guardian job. He was not going to let me pass that fence unless permission was granted. So set clear boundaries and enforce them. He was ready to enforce those boundaries. So that was kind of a funny story and experience with llamas. Llamas are quite interesting. Oh, and then we've got a ladybug. So accept happiness and good fortune. Ladybugs are lucky. So it's always nice when you get that card. There's the shark. Lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. And he's got Archangel Metatron with him. That's a pretty powerful archangel he's got with him. Metatron does a lot of sacred geometry as well. Interesting. Then there's the pig. The pig. Maintain self-worth and self-esteem. And he's got Archangels Mary, Gabriel, and Uriel with him. Now, pigs are actually very, very intelligent. Extremely intelligent. And they're not dirty like a lot of people and a lot of the rhymes say. They like to roll in mud because they need sun protection like we do. And mud is a natural sun protector. So that's why they're rolling in the mud. That and it helps cool them off. But once it dries, it's not so cool. But it does act as a sun protector so they don't get sunburnt. And they are extremely smart. Like, that's why they make good pets until they get to be too big. If you bought the wrong type of pig. But when you build a structure for them, make sure to fence them in quite well, because they will systematically test the fence to see if they can get out. They're great escape artists. So if you have pigs that you want to house, definitely make sure your fences are well built, because a pig will test every square inch of that fence, and they will do it in a very methodical and systematic way. Oh, here's the wolf. The wolf. Here's the wolf. That's the cool one, kids. Be independent but work together, because men are always saying they want to be the lone wolf, right? And I'm always reminding people, wolves work in packs, you know, but they can work independently too. So there's the message. Be independent but work together. I haven't read the wolf because I haven't got to the W's yet, but they've got Archangel Zariel with them. And they are a good spirit guide. My wolf has revealed a few things to me, which is nice, even though I resisted him at first. We've got the cat here. You'll notice there's lots of glowing gems. This one has like a red gem here and a green one there. If I remember correctly, that might actually be where its chakras are, because cats have chakras as well. Kangaroo. How would you like to get the kangaroo as your spirit guide? Be a force for good. That's what the kangaroo's all about. All right, what else do we got? What else we got? Oh, I like the horse one is kind of nice, because you've got your regular horses, and then we've got a unicorn over here with a rainbow, and it says care for others and let them be free. And that's true. It's a mother horse with a baby horse, and they're very social animals. You can't have a horse. That's almost cruel to have a horse unless you're really going to spend a lot of time with it. They really need to be around each other. Horses love to be around other horses, and they love to be around other animals as well. So, even if you had to socialize them with a cow, that's fine. They like to be with other animals and social. They're kind of like dogs on big legs. And I used to visit some horses very regularly. We've got the swan. So beautiful. Beautiful swirl. That's the goddess symbol there. Demonstrate grace and majesty. And then we've got the badger. Not as glamorous as the swan, but still needed. Definitely, it's sort of standing on the world and having an impact. Bring your life into balance. Badgers are all about balance. Interesting. The rat. I know some rat owners that just love rats, and it's got a lot of energy around it. It's got a goddess symbol again, a spiral there. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Got the goat. For any of you Capricorns out there, the goat. The goat is steady on its feet, I know that. Act from your innate wisdom. Goats are wise. Capricorns tend to be wise. They can worry, but they tend to have sort of a wisdom about them. They're really good in almost any situation because they can walk razor edges if they need to. They sometimes are sort of disconnected from their emotions because of that, because they feel the need to stay stoic and strong, but nevertheless, they are very wise. Okay, how about the cow? Here's the cow. Cows are sweet, but sometimes I've pulled this card a couple of times for clients and they're kind of like, I'm a cow? It's like, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Give with unconditional love and grace. I mean, that's what cows do, right? They sacrifice themselves for us all the time. I mean, think of all the burgers you eat, right? But I've always said to any cow that I've met, I thank you and your family for everything you've given me, from baseball mitts to burgers to milk. And I hope that I can give back to you someday. So, you know, that's the way I kind of rationalize these things or pay back these things. That's how my people feel, that, you know, we eat animals and they will eat us when we die. Because back in the day, we buried ourselves just in the earth. There weren't coffins. And you know, I've always said to my kids, when I die, put me in the cheapest box available. I don't care if there's worms and bugs and eating me and I'm helping to feed trees or whatever. It's all good. I want to go back to the earth. I want to help keep the earth going and contribute in that way. If my decomposing body helps to do that, then so be it. But don't put me in a cement marble coffin so that nothing can reach me. It's like, in fact, I want them to be able to reach me. If I could be buried in a burlap bag, if it was legal to do that, I'm not sure if it is, but if it was legal to do that, I'd be totally into that. Give with unconditional love and grace. Oh, I already read that. Archangels Raphael and Mary. Because, I mean, they're so mothering and they're so caring and they give us so much, right? I mean, even our leather belts and shoes and stuff. Oh, there's the rhinoceros. Rhinoceros almost looks like a medicine wheel in some ways. Be strong and courageous. There you go. Strong and courageous. Oh, they are that. And scary sometimes. Oh, the snake. Oh, here's one of the... Okay, so snake, live according to your divine essence. So there's the snake. Not everyone loves the snake, but embrace the snake. The elemental kingdom. So it's part of the elemental kingdom. Like I said earlier, the reptiles are protected by the elementals. So snakes come from many universes, it says, bringing their light and wisdom with them. They step down to the earth through Neptune, where they collect the keys and codes from Atlantis and Lemuria. When they become physical, they crawl on the ground and spread this information so that anyone can access it. They are then closely connected to Hollow Earth and energetically bring up ancient knowledge and the records of the history of the planet. Snakes are messengers who bring warnings or remind you to look beyond the outer appearance of something or someone around you. Often they bear the good news that change or transformation is on its way. They may herald an expansion of consciousness, which will inevitably revolutionize your life. All reptiles still carry the original divine blueprint or essence they received when they were created. This offers them power and purity, and is why snake magic offers a powerful energetic protection if you call on it sincerely. So you are asked to be very aware today because the snake card is bringing you a message that something is about to happen. Are you ready to burst out of your skin and expand your life? Is it time to plan a holiday or move house? Is an opportunity going to be presented to you? I love cards that talk about watching for that opportunity, because we are given so many opportunities that we simply miss because we're not always the brightest creatures walking the planet, or crawling the planet in this case. So when a card comes up in a reading and it's an opportunity kind of card, so now I know the snake is an opportunity kind of card, that it's like, watch for it, and it's amazing. You know, you'll be like, oh, it was right there, you know, but you probably missed it 3, 4, 5, 55 times already. But, you know, we're given a lot of chances. We really, really are. And these animals are really here to help us. And so are the angels. You just have to ask for the help. So yeah, so reading the book really helps a lot. And like I said, I'll put a couple links for a couple books that I really enjoyed as far as connecting with animal spirit guides and what their messages are and what their energy is all about. Because when an animal spirit guide comes into your life, and you'll know, sometimes with meditating, you know, I found that I now can meditate and I know sort of who's around me, like this wolf spirit guide that's with me now. I wasn't presented with wolves. I didn't see wolves or anything. I just knew it was a wolf energy that was coming in and was constantly making itself aware, you know, and it sort of watched me from the edge at first and then slowly presented itself. I resisted. It still slowly presented itself. But other spirit guides I've had where, you know, well, one birthday, for instance, when the owl spirit guide was my spirit guide for, you know, a couple of years, because sometimes they come in for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. So the owl spirit guide was with me for a couple of years. And on one of those birthdays during those couple of years, everybody got me an owl present. It was really weird. It was like, what is with all the owls? And, you know, it was confirmation that the owl spirit is with me at that point. So I needed some wisdom, maybe, I don't know. But I found solutions to a lot of my issues, to a lot of my problems that I was dealing with, that sort of thing. So the owl was my good guide for that point. And I mean, the owl's around if I need him, of course, but he's not with me constantly anymore. I've since moved on to other spirit guides, and like I said, they come and go. They're never gone forever. You can always call them back and things like that. But you know when they're kind of hanging out kind of thing. So, like I said, the wolf one didn't present me with wolves all the time, but a lot of times when I'm doing these readings, like there's the camel, for instance, when I'm doing these readings with this particular deck, I'll tell a client, watch for that animal, see if it comes up again, because maybe it's here for a reason, right? So I really, really love this deck because it's a deck that makes you have to expand your own knowledge, your own mind, your own spirituality in order for you to be able to serve your clients. So I'm working with this deck. I've incorporated it into some readings, but I'm working my way through this. And you know, I've also got other books. Like I said, I'll put links to them below in the discussion, or in the description, I mean, so that you can get them if you want to know more about animal spirit guides and want to connect with them and whatnot. So that's it with the Archangel Animal Oracle cards. If you want to purchase one of your own, it would be a way of supporting me, or any of the books that are linked below. You can click through that link and make a purchase, and when you do, it's a way of supporting me. Another way of supporting me is by following me on Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, I'm Lady Rose Tarot, and on Facebook, I'm Goddess Garage Tarot Parlor. Or you can go over to my Etsy store and purchase one of my magical mixtures or some of my specially conjured herbs, and all my other goodies that I have over there. and I'll put a link for that. It's Goddess Garage Canada that you're looking for on Etsy. Or I'll have the tip jar up there as well if you just want to buy me a coffee or make a small donation. No size is too big or too small, to help support me in doing these videos for you guys so I can keep doing them, because I love sharing this knowledge and I love that you were here to share in this deck today. And I hope that if you get your own copy, you enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.